Hey guys, we are back with another episode of our Riding Through series. Today, we are going through the streets of Barcelona with one of the most beautiful motorcycles I've ever seen, the new Ducati Panigale V4S. Last week, we did a track day at Motorland Aragon with this bike, and today, we are just gone, have some fun in the city. You will hear the raw and unfiltered sound of the engine. Also, make sure to go check out that track day video if you haven't already. Let me tell you a little bit more about this super cool bike. The Ducati Panigale V4S is the latest generation of Ducati's super sports motorcycle. It has a 1103cc, 4-cylinder, 205 horsepower, 116 Nm of torque, and it only weighs 193 kilograms dry. So this is a very capable motorcycle, but also keep in mind, it's an S model. This means we have Lin suspension, we have a special exhaust system, we have lighter wheels, we have a lot of carbon fiber. So this particular bike costs around €32,000. But if you want to get something a bit cheaper, there is also the standard Panigale V4, which comes with a lot of the same features. And now, let's just get into the video and enjoy the beautiful sound of the Ducati Panigale V4. Let's go! Riding through the city center of Barcelona was probably not the best idea, since it was rush hour and there was a ton of traffic. But even though the Panigale struggled a little bit in the first gear, it handled it like a boss. You can really feel how the bike just accelerates out of every corner, and when you come on the throttle, you really feel that power delivery of the 205 horsepower. And this bike is just so planted. It doesn't matter if you were on a straight road, or if you were going through corners. This thing is just an absolute rocket ship. We're gonna do a couple of slow speed stuff here because I wanted to show you the character of the bike, but also, I wanted to show you how smooth this engine is. This is one of the smoothest engines I've ever ridden on a motorcycle. Usually when you ride a naked bike or a supermoto, you can feel all the vibes coming from the engine. But this thing is so refined, it's incredible. And if you're wondering why the bike sounds so good, it's because we have a freer flowing exhaust system. Of course, it's completely illegal for track use only, but it does sound incredible. I know a lot of you guys would love to see a race between the Panigale and the R1. And if this is the case, make sure to smash that like button, and let me know what you think about the sound of the bike. If you look at the design, you can see that this bike looks very aggressive. It has the wings, it has the big front end, but at the same time, Ducati managed to make this bike look very elegant. For example, these turn signals are integrated into the fairings. We also have a very nice LED headlight and taillight. And if you look at the rear, this is one of the coolest looking motorcycle butts I've ever seen. It just looks so muscular. This bike came out in 2021, and it was a replacement for the $1299 Panigale. And Ducati basically took this opportunity to redesign everything. Redesign the engine, redesign the frame, and they basically built a brand new motorcycle. Now this episode was mostly filmed on a GoPro, but I did take some shots with my Sony a7S III. So if you want to see those shots, make sure to go check out my social media. This is a 1000cc bike, and it's producing 205 horsepower at 13,000 RPM and 116 Nm of torque at 10,000 RPM. And obviously having this much power on tap. You want to ride this bike on a racetrack? Because that's where you can utilize the full potential of this machine. But at the same time, this is still a very enjoyable bike to ride on the street, and you can see that in the fast sweeping corners, this thing is just planted. You don't have to worry about anything. You can just lean the bike over and it will do exactly what you want it to do. And then if you want to get on the power, as soon as you get out of the corner, you can just open the throttle and feel that massive acceleration. The top speed of this bike is limited to 300 kilometers per hour. But without the limiter, it would do 325 kilometers per hour. And trust me, on the Autobahn, there is no way I was doing that. There is no way I was risking my license just to test the top speed of the bike. But on a racetrack, this thing would be absolutely amazing. The V4 in the name stands for the 4 cylinders of the engine, and then the S at the end of the name stands for Super Sports. And if you look at the history of Ducati, you will see that they used to make a 916 that was called the Super Sport, and they are kind of bringing that name back by calling this the Super Sports model. And you can see that this bike is definitely a proper super sports motorcycle. If we look at the design, if we look at the performance, if we look at the electronics, the engine, everything about this bike screams super sports. And you can see that on the track, it behaves like a proper race bike. It brakes very well. It takes the corners very aggressively. And when you get on the gas, you can really feel that power delivery. So overall, I am very impressed with the Panigale V4S. It's a beautiful bike. It sounds incredible. It goes like stink. And I mean it's just an awesome motorcycle. And Ducati did a great job with this latest generation of their super sports motorcycle. Thanks for watching this episode of Riding Through. If you liked it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future uploads. I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.